From beyond the veil of years, some voices do not fall silent. They keep speaking, through memory, through consequence, through the character of a people. This is Voices Beyond Time. Tonight, you step inside my thoughts. My name is Abraham Lincoln. Before we step into my world, you'll find a few authentic Civil War-era collectibles linked below, replica coins and presidential office decor. If you choose to get one, it helps support the channel while letting you hold a piece of history yourself. I was born in a log cabin in 1809, poor, unknown, and unprepared for greatness. My life was shaped by struggle, perseverance, and a belief that this nation could live up to its promise of freedom and equality for all. I was not born for grandeur. I was born to hard ground and long shadow, to axes and borrowed books, to the slow schooling of poverty and persistence. If I carried any advantage into public life, it was not brilliance, but hunger, an unending need to understand what was right and to do it, however clumsily. Melancholy has been my old companion. It sits across from me even now. But sorrow, if you let it, can make you gentle. And gentleness, if you keep it through trial, can make you strong. When the Union began to tear, people asked me what I believed. I told them I would hold, if I could, to the better angels of our nature. But angels are quiet counselors, and cannon are not. Every day the maps came in stained with new names. Places once unknown, now written on the heart with grief. Manassas, Shiloh, Antietam. Each telegram was a fist on the door. I came to see that leadership is not certainty, but faithfulness in uncertainty. A man may doubt the path and still walk it. He may feel the weight and still bear it. The burden does not ask if you are ready, only if you will carry it. I met with generals and learned that courage is a shy visitor. It enters some tents and refuses others. I replaced men I liked with men I did not. So long as they would move, so long as they would fight. I laughed when I could, for laughter is the last trench line of sanity. But even a joke cannot mend a letter sent to a mother whose sons will never come home. In my cabinet, there was brilliance and discord, a grand orchestra of differing tunes. They were able men and pride is a horse that will not be fully bridled by reason. So I listened, weighed, delayed where delay was mercy, decided where decision could not wait. In that uneasy music, I tried to keep to time. There are moments when a nation must name itself aloud. When I took the oath, we were called united, but the word sounded like a hope more than a fact. I held in my hands not only law, but conscience, and I asked whether a house so long divided could keep any roof through any storm. The answer came slowly, not as thunder, but as rain settling into the ground until the ground was changed. When emancipation first took shape, it came not as a trumpet blast, but as a whisper in a weary mind. If this war is to preserve the Union, what union is it that we save if not a union of liberty? To strike at slavery was to strike at the rebellion's sinew and to reconcile the nation with its own first promise. The pen is a small instrument to carry such a decision. I tested the words until they fit the mouth of the nation. Then on a certain day I signed. The room was quiet. My hand trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of what it meant. If history remembers me with any charity, let it be for this, that I tried to make policy walk in step with conscience, and when conscience tired, I carried it. Not all my battles were public. In a White House built for ceremony, grief walked the corridors like a familiar guest. When my son Willie died, I bent beneath a weight no office could lighten. A father is a small thing when a child is gone. I paced nights, spoke to silence, read scripture not for ornament, but for air. If sorrow did not break me, it is only because love held me together. They say I spoke briefly at a field of the dead. I did so because the ground had already spoken at length. What more could a man add where so many had given all? I searched for words that would be small enough to stand beside their sacrifice and large enough to hold our purpose. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. I did not invent the music of that idea. I only tried to set it to a key the nation could sing. Firmness without malice, that became my guide. When the war's long night began to lift, I shaped a sentence to keep us from spending peace as foolishly as we had spent blood, with malice toward none, with charity for all. Those words were not a flourish for the crowd. They were my command to myself. A country cannot be stitched with bayonets. It must be mended by hands. I have been accused of moving slow. Perhaps I did. But some bridges collapse if you run across them. The Republic is a conversation carried on at full risk. We must cross it together or not at all. What is freedom, if not secure in law and generous in spirit? What is union, if not the long patience of neighbors? The Constitution is our body. The Declaration is our breath. One cannot live without the other. You may ask what sustained me. I will answer plainly: the people, the soldiers, the letters from mothers, the songs that rose from camps at night, the knowledge that this experiment was not ours alone, but on trial before a watching world and before those yet unborn. I have made mistakes. I have trusted too long and trusted too little. I have spoken too softly and spoken when silence would have served. Yet I have tried, as God gave me light to see the right, to walk within it. If that is my whole defense, I offer it without ornament. The work of liberty is never concluded. It is renewed in each generation, in courthouses, in schoolrooms, in the private theater of the heart, where fear and hope wrestle for the day's command. I would ask of you what I asked of my time: to bind up wounds where you find them, to see your opponent as a future ally, to measure success not only by gain, but by grace. A nation is a thing of spirit as well as statute. It remembers, and what it remembers becomes what it believes. Teach it to remember wisely, to honor the humble, elevate the true, forgive where forgiveness heals, and stand calm and steady when justice calls it forward. If you go now to the old fields, you will hear nothing. But if you listen within, you may hear what I hear still: the steady breathing of a union at labor, the faint, persistent music of the better angels, not triumphant, but unyielding. This has been my mind as I knew it, tired sometimes, hopeful often, resolved at last. If I leave you any counsel, let it be simple: be bound to the truth and be kind in the binding. Hold fast to the idea that made us a nation and make that idea kinder than you found it. This was a night's conversation with an old republic and its servant. The lamp burns low, but the work, your work, goes on. This has been Inside Lincoln's Mind, from Voices Beyond Time. If these reflections stirred you, please like this video. Subscribe for more journeys into the minds that shaped our world, and tell us in the comments whose voice you'd like to hear next. Listen closely. The past still speaks,